and welcome to day 3 of the Lawn Fawn release. Today we have a stamp set that we're previewing called Frosties. So make sure you head on over to the blog. There's a chance to win all the sets. There's a chance to win the 2 previous sets that we've sneak peeked, Bows and Holly and Happy Hanukkah, and you can also have a chance to win Frosties today. So this is our Snowflake winter set. It's kind of a fun, folky, kind of exciting set with a lot of different snowflakes and a lot of possibilities. So one of the really fun things we have in this set is this border stamp. And it's a snowflake border, and I like to just put it down on the paper like that and then pick it up with my block. And what's really fun is that this border is really easy to continue. So I'm just inking it up right now. And I'm just going to stamp it. Make sure I put pressure all around. And this would be really good for scrapbooking because you can just keep continuing this pattern. So I'm just going to ink it up again. Make sure I'm getting it all inked up. And I'm just going to follow the pattern that, that was there before. Make sure it's all straight. And as you can see, this pattern now looks completely continuous, and you could keep going. This is a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, so you can see that you could just keep continuing and continuing. I actually ended up stamping on my desk there by mistake. So I really love this long border stamp. You could also create a background with it by stamping underneath it, and you can kind of go a little off center. And you could keep going down like this and create a really fun background. Just like that. And it would just be kind of a random fun background. So that's the border stamp from the set. Now some of the other things that I'd love to show you is I really love, I call this the scroll stamp. I'm not really sure why I call it a scroll stamp, but what's really fun about this one is you can create a really nice frame for a sentiment or for another Christmas or winter image. You can also stamp this one this way, like this, and have a really nice frame for, this would actually be really nice on a tag, and then you could write somebody's name on the inside of it. So you could write, on a tag, and then I could give that to my husband. So I really like this stamp. It's really good for framing, and just you could make a really clean and simple card with it. Really pretty. And one of the other really things that I love in this set are the sentiments. They're really, really fun. And here's one of them, because they're just, the font is quirky and fun, and kind of like this little folky kind of look to it. So there's Let It Snow, which is perfect for sending holiday cards that are a little more generic, not necessarily Christmas. The Let It Snow is really great, and so is the Happy Winter. So this is a great stamp for for sending out winter cards, especially if you're like me and you're late with the Christmas cards. Like I always am. I'm admitting it now. If the Christmas card even happens, I'm usually late. So if you turn it into a winter card, you're not technically late until like February or March. So winter is good. One of the other things in this set, before I get to the actual snowflakes, is this fun little corner stamp. And you could create a really great frame with this too. So if we go in this corner of this piece of cardstock here, we could create a frame, on the bottom and go on all the edges of a card and create a really great frame with that. So I like that. Now one of the really fun things that I think would just be a blast to do with this set is to do some embossed resist cards. So I'm going to get a piece of white cardstock here and take out my little Ranger mat. And what I'm going to do is take a bunch of images from this set. So here's some of these different snowflakes. and move them around, and there's all different sizes. So the good thing about this is you can then create a really fun background by mixing the sizes in together. So I'm just going to do these ones. There's actually more snowflakes. There's so many snowflakes in this set. So I'm going to do these. I feel like it's missing a little bit there. So I'm going to fill that in. Move this over. Just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Versamark and clear embossing powder. So I keep mine in these little, you know, these like kind of throwaway Tupperware tins. I put my my clear embossing powder in there, and then we're going to use some Versamark. We're just going to ink these guys up and stamp them on this sheet. And I'll just do one more row of them. You always have to be careful because the Versamark's so light, so you have to see, where did I stamp that? Okay, so there's that. And then I'm just going to clear heat emboss. I've got my embossing powder here. And my snowflakes. I usually make a mess, even though I put it in this Tupperware, I still create a mess with it. So just tapping off the excess. I'm just going to put this aside. I'm going to heat it up. But I'm going to close the clear emboss. Okay, this is a tip that I have done this. You close the embossing powder before you turn the heat gun that has a lot of wind on. Because if not, you're going to be cleaning up for a long time. So right now, I'm just going through and heating. Sorry, it's a little loud. I'll probably fast forward this part. But I'm just heating up the snowflakes so they're clear. And you can see the embossing powder start melting. It's always magical to me. I never get sick of it. I just think it's just so pretty and amazing. The first time I tried embossing, every time after, it's still just as cool. I just love it. So I'm just making sure that everything's turning. And then a little trick that I have is I just go and do the back, and that keeps the paper from, you know, warping. So there's that. And then I'm going to use distress inks and foam to create a really fun background. And I'm going to use a makeup sponge because I want to show you guys that you could use that. You can use a makeup sponge. I had to go get it. Instead of one of those foam inking tools if you don't have one. So these you can find super cheap at CVS or Target, anything like that. Any of those, you know, any store like that. So I'm sure there's dollar store probably has them too. And so I'm just letting that paper cool down some. And I'm going to take out some fun colors. This broken china color, tumble glass, and then milled lavender, because I think a little purple in there will add kind of a fun look. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this sponge and cut it in half. And then I can use the different sides for things. I'm going to start with the purple here, the milled lavender. And I'm just going like this with the sponge and then picking up ink. And then I'm just going to go off the side and then onto the paper. And it's going to be messy. That's the idea, is I'm just doing it really messy to start off with. So that's just some of the purple. I don't want too much purple, so. And then the next thing I'm going to do is pick up some of this tumbled glass color. And then this one, I'm going to rub it on a little bit more. And as you can see, I'm starting off and then going on. But I'm not worried about it being perfect, because when you add this color in, the look that I want is actually like that wispy, airy, snowy look. So you're creating, this is a really fun way to create backgrounds. Here I'm using a strip because I could use the strip on a card. And it's just, it looks so cool and it's not hard to do and it looks so fancy, you know? So at least I think it looks fancy. So there's that blue color, and I'm letting some of the white still show through because, you know, white, you know, this is a season for white. Well, not in, not here in Southern California, unfortunately, but I do get to visit my parents in Illinois and get to see some snow, so that always makes me happy. So I'm just adding some of this darker color on the sides. This is the broken china. And like I said, I'm doing it in little wispy, rounded motions to look like, you know, like it's kind of a snow wind effect. So I'm kind of going over now with one of the other sides. And your hands are going to get inky, but that's okay, that's good. Inky is good. So there's that, and then the last thing you're going to do is take a baby wipe and go back over really lightly so that you get the ink off the top of where you clear emboss. And because we use white paper, the clear embossing was fine. If you wanted to use a different colored paper, just use white embossing powder and this same emboss resist technique can work. So I'm just going over a little bit with the baby wipe, and you can see how fun this looks. So this set has so many possibilities. Clean and simple cards where you just stamp the snowflake with a sentiment underneath. The frames like I showed you for tags. Creating really fun backgrounds like this. There's just so much you can do. Like I said, it's perfect for winter cards, especially for those people who are always late on their Christmas cards like me. And you know, I hope you guys love the set, and I hope you guys check out the blog and go see the amazing samples from the design team. This set is also perfect for combining with the winter and holiday sets that you already have. So it's kind of a really great stands on its own and is a really great complement to other stamp sets. So anyways, head on over to the blog, leave comments all over the place for a chance to win, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye!